I've got so many plans for the day. It is a complete mess in here. The first thing I plan on doing is finishing this cup of coffee so I can get a more intense workout in. And I was taking down my Christmas tree and I was like, I've shared so much of my life. Hey, I've shared so much of my life on here. How could I not share me taking down this Christmas tree with you guys? I'm really torn right. Yes, I'm gonna go get my first workout in of the year. Well, actually, it's my second because I went to Soul Cycle. So I'm just working out in my apartment gym. Don't y'all hate looking fat, even though you are fat? Like I'm not like per the doctor, I'm obese. So we're gonna go by the doctors. This is the body of an obese person for medical reasons. Like this, I can't stand. Um, y'all get to see all of me right now. Y'all coming in for the tea this morning. I know I'm looking crazy per usual on this YouTube thing. I like to drink coffee before I work out so I can get maximum energy. I want the coffee to kick in. And I'm like, I'm going to start multitasking. I hate multitasking. I was really sitting here having a moment with God. Like, I can't meditate. Like, my plan when I moved into this apartment, hey, Deb, hey, Christina, it went fast, was to sit in this corner right here where this tree is and just meditate, look out the window, and have, like, those quiet moments. Maybe I'll really try to do 15 minutes a day. Happy to catch you live. Yes, girl. I'm trying not to waste the day. I'm so excited to have a day off. Let's just start with some kind of positivity. Let's also just set my intentions for this video because I know some of y'all going to be like, whatever, girl. I'm going to unsubscribe to you now. So my intention for this video is just to share my life. I have to keep thinking, like, why am I even posting these? It's because I just need to talk and I want feedback. Like, I can just, like, think all day long and have thoughts in my head all day long, but I don't know. I like reading the comments and having the engagement with it. So, long story short, he's coming home after his business trip on Tuesday. Now, when I don't think my, hey Bree, Deb, restart, because I'm back. Did you get that? Y'all work it out. Good morning, Lakeisha. Are you going to unfriend me after I say he's coming home on Tuesday? But seriously, when you sit down and you get quiet and have a moment with God, you start asking some questions. Now, I was the one that was saying you're either in or you're out. When I started packing up his stuff, like when I was about to walk it downstairs, I just started shaking. I think it might be this corner, you guys. I think it might be this corner. I think I try to get better lighting from the window. I didn't comb my hair or anything. I won't unfollow you. You have to do what's best for you. Okay, I want to get this out without my stupid camera thing going crazy today. I don't know where I get the best lighting and reception. But I want to say what I got to say. So I was saying you're either in or out, either in or out. I do it just for my own personal reasons, just things that were modeled to me, and certain things in my life I don't want to allow. I don't want to be an option for somebody. I feel like when you have that commitment, you're going to do better. It's like I want to lose this weight right now for health purposes. If I get committed to it for real, I know I can do it. Like sometimes it feels like you can't do it because you're not like completely bought into a situation, right? So then he was like, okay, I'll come home on Tuesday after my business trip. Like, when I took his stuff downstairs, I was like shaking. Now, call it soul ties or whatever you want to call it, but it was something. It was something for me. But now that I'm sitting here drinking my coffee here by myself, about to get my apartment together, I'm really wondering if this is the best decision. I'm really wondering, is this what I want to do? And I'm really conflicted, and I'm sure this is gonna sound crazy to some people who are perfect, because there's perfect people on the internet, but not in real life for some reason. I don't know. But have you guys ever been in a situation where, when you are with that person, it is right? You like you want to be with them, but if you do take some time apart, you do start thinking about all of the flaws and the shortcomings, and and you know what? Honest to God, I'm really not thinking about his flaws. I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking about how he feels that he cannot make me happy. Okay? That starts making me look at my own unhappiness a little bit differently. Okay? I can sit up here and lie and be like, oh my God, I've been happy, I haven't been happy. And it has nothing to do with the relationship. Like, I would say it has, I don't know how much happiness, how much, like if I had to put it like on 100% scale, I would say maybe 20%. Can't nobody tell you what you should or shouldn't do in your relationship, what you speak of in your relationship. It's exactly what I'm going through. I want to stay on track. My unhappiness is really more so about where I am and where I am not in my life, right? I wish that I was more fulfilled in my career. I wish that I had an idea for like entrepreneurship, or even just like my day job. I'm tired of sitting behind a desk, okay? I know, like, because I have been thinking, I feel like I've had more clear thoughts or different thoughts this past 2 weeks than I have in a long time. I don't know. I recognize that I was afraid, that I am afraid. There's so many things that could make us afraid. Like, I'm afraid of this current economy. Um, our company, the company that I'm with now, is seeing like some contracts leave. I'm like, are y'all gonna get some new contracts? You know, I know that God has always taken care of me. I know that. I know that. You know. At the same time, I don't want to just get by or keep doing things that I don't really want to do. This is outside of the relationship, nothing to do with the relationship. But when you live with somebody, they can judge you and be like, well, when are you going to make a change? You've been saying that for years and you haven't done it. People do that to me on this channel. And I know I'm guilty. And that makes me feel like absolute crap. I could cuss about it and use a different word. It does. It makes me feel like incompetent. So he was like, well, what is it going to take for you to be happy? I was like, you know what? Two things. If I can go get the second degree and pay off my student loans, which is like $80,000, that will make a world of difference in my life. That has nothing to do with the relationship. I feel like I could think clearer. You know what I mean? And if I could save up, I would like to save up, a good chunk of money so that if I wanted to relocate, I could do it on more stable ground. Does that make sense? But I feel like that I have failed myself so many times, and I've already come to that conclusion, like just through a lot of thought and peace of mind, that I failed myself so many times that I've kind of lost confidence in myself. Does that make sense? So, I mean, sometimes life can make you feel like a loser, you know? If I want to get my old Christian ways out, we know that's a trick of the enemy. We're not a loser. We're here to keep learning. We're here to keep, if I want to get new age, I can say that that's why we're born, like that's why we wake up every day, is to keep trying and to keep growing, and you're going to have to grow, you know? I could also say it's a different shift in my mind. He pisses me off when he says, because I don't know what happened. It was like a switch got turned, and he's like, I know what happened. The thing that you don't want to talk about. And I was like, look, I'm over that. I'm over that. Like, I'm not going to be one of those people that be like, oh, this happened to me and I'm going to keep talking about it for years. No, like, I will agree that, because he was like, before that happened, we used to have like the best times, like just reckless times, like just like Girl, like just like can go out and not have a care in the world and just like I remember like one time we partied so hard at a friend's house that we like it was us and another couple and a cat. We all slept on the same sectional couch, and I hate cats, but it was such a good time. Like, and I just think about all of our memories, and I feel this is a person I have made memories with, and I want to continue to do that. I don't want to hold somebody to my bad times, but then in a way, I also feel like if you can't be there with me through my bad times, then you know, I'll just wait. I'll just wait until you, like he said, he wanted to date. I guess y'all probably want the tangible. So yesterday when the video cut off, I took his stuff downstairs. I have a concierge area, a huge lobby area in my building, where you can make coffees and like there's a whole big old sectional out there, chairs and everything. And we have an elevator here in the building, elevator system. And I remember just like dragging that stuff out, and then I was trying to get a rolling cart because we have like the concierge wasn't open though, and I remember giving him all his stuff, and he tried to give me back the key, and I was like, I don't want the key back. I just don't want your stuff to be the reason why you come over here. Like, if you really want to come see me, he's like, oh, I did really want to come see you. That's what and I get tired of hearing that kind of stuff. Like, I'm like, just put in more effort, you know? Put in more effort. Don't say what you wanted to do or almost did, but this, but that. That like to me, those are like lame. That's a lame way of thinking and lame excuses. Um, and he said he wanted to date. That's the part I'm trying to get to. He said that he wanted to date me. We never really dated each other. Okay? I do agree with that. Like, we hung out, partied together, and all of a sudden, we were living together very quickly. Very quickly. I never really considered it living together. Like, I don't know. I just did. And I'm like, I didn't think about it like that. You know? And then about like 3 months of what he considered living together, I didn't really consider living together. He started to help me pay bills, you know. So then that made it seem like that we were kind of living together. I was trying to see if that was going to keep it up, me holding it in my hand. That's him calling me now. I am going to let that go because he is in the airport. This coffee's kind of weak. I was trying to let y'all come back. I was thinking something. So important. I'm back. So when I met him, I was already in this headspace that I am right now, but it felt very trapping. Like, I don't know. I was in this same headspace. Like, I want to improve my life. Like Houston is not my forever place. Like, if you can see, is that my ego, my pride has been hurt. Can't humble myself to teach someone to love me. I feel my partner should just know and reciprocate. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because of myself. This was something that we talked about yesterday. I wasn't taught to treat people a certain kind of way. Now, I'm not going to shade anybody. Our models, I would tell you, even if you're not Christian, to go watch that T.D. Jakes message from, not this weekend, the weekend before, called Model Homes. Do you want him to live with you again? Okay, Deb. I'm going to answer that. Watch the T.D. Jakes thing called Model Homes because it will teach you more about yourself and relationships and where you're picking up some of the stuff at. I can do that. I can kind of talk somebody into, or I don't feel like it's teaching you how to love me, but it's telling you where I'm coming from. Just like I don't always know where somebody is coming from. I didn't grow up in a very cozy home. And I will say that because my stepfather was in the military and my mother was a firefighter. And they are both in the crisis mindset of if it's not a crisis, it's not important. So all the love and cuddly is not there, like what is politically correct these days. And I think a lot of people grew up like they call us old school now with tough love. And I am a tough lover. I have to go out of my way, and this is just being taught through relationships. I have to go out of my way to be loving. Like I know sometimes I can come off as very hard. I'm like, God, Carolyn, are you swinging a penis? Like, girl, back up. Like, and it's through my relationships with men that I have learned my flaws. Like, you know, it's not even just with men, but through my relationships, period. I learn my flaws and I can teach myself. So it's not like I'm trying to be a teacher or I'm trying to be taught. I think the lesson just happens. Like, even like now, do I want him to move back in? When I'm with him, it's an absolute, like, yes, this is where he's supposed to be. The nights are, I hate this for you guys. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to call Comcast and be like, can y'all give me the professional upgrade so that my feed doesn't drop? I'm afraid, Deb. Does that make sense? I don't have all the answers of what it's gonna take to make me happy. Like, I don't have the fast answer. You know what I mean? I don't even want to be taken care of because I've been in that situation before. I don't want a man to come in my life and do all these things to me and be able to hold it over my head and be like, oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be that. Krishna, no. Why? Even if, girl, let me tell you something. Even if he did secretly have another woman, it wouldn't bother me. Can I get controversial on y'all? There is so much more to life than cheating. I am 36 years old. Y'all can hate me if y'all want to. But I've been in a relationship before and secretly had another man. Boop! Yes! Not this one. Not this one. Stop it. Stop it with all the things that hurt you may not hurt another person. Girl, I'm a long-term relationship girl. I had a relationship that was 4 years, 7 years, a 3-year kind of deal, and now this is 2 years. Stop acting like somebody having, okay, that's a big factor. Do you feel like he's truly in love? When we were standing outside yesterday, I told him I don't feel like you love me enough. Like, I feel like he thinks that he loves me, but but if it was real love, you would do things differently. He had tears in his eyes, girl. Tears, 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 tears. And he was, girl, his lip was trembling and everything. It was like a real, it was a real hold back tremble thing. Like, how can you say that when I love you with all my heart and soul? I think he does truly love me, but I think a this is a 42-year-old bachelor who has never committed. Like, he never really opened up to me. Like, he told me he dated somebody for like 6 months, 9 months. This is somebody who has really married their business. Okay? Do you want to marry him? That's a good question, Donnie. I told you guys before that I'm not the biggest marriage proponent, okay? I'm just not. I think would I be opposed to it? No. I would already know all of our friends that are coming. It would be like the best party ever. But it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm 36, girl. When you get that old and you never been married before, you're like, please, like, just like when I posted on my Instagram, I was like making jokes. I was like, I don't, like an old ass bride. You don't even need to wear a white dress. Like, what you doing? Like, that's not, no. I'm telling you what I want. Okay. Yes, there are layers. Hey, North Florida, you're always in here. I hope your intentions are good. Let me get back on good intentions because I think maybe I will make a video like so people could just like shut up about the whole cheating thing. I think because I've already been the kind of person that was in a long-term relationship and cheated on my partner, and it taught me so much. And I mean, I had like a good little like 3 month kind of thing going on, and when I wanted to cut it off with the guy, he called me up hollering and screaming like, "You didn't care about me. You don't care about me." And I was just like, what cheating did for me, it really taught me that everybody has issues. And it's like, if you already with somebody and you love them and you can live with them, and that's what I told him. Because he was like, I just want to date. I just want to date. I said, boy, I can go out on 5 dates this week. I don't want to, like, I don't want to date you. I can go out on 5 dates this week, but I cannot just live and enjoy my life and my quiet time with anybody. Like, in that way, I really do feel like he's a part of me. So if he really wanted to get married, then we could. But for him, marriage is not the thing. Having a child is. Having a child is. And that's kind of scary for me. Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this. I think people need to get off their ghetto layers, like, oh, cheating and stuff like that. A real deep layer to this is this man has wanted a family his whole life. Um, and what if I cannot give that to him? That is a thick layer for me. He was like, oh, we could adopt. I just would not want to adopt because you never know what you're going to get. Okay? I would just, but that bothers me. And he's always been open and honest about wanting to have a child. Maybe he should just live where he lives and you live where you live. Girl, I'm thinking about it. Yesterday, I was like, no, 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 no. Because I know me. And like I said, I told him, we are two people that are busy and like to party and get messed up. Do we really need to be out here dating each other? Even me, I'm like, would I be fine with an open relationship? That's not important to me. I do what you want to do. Shoot. If somebody want to go, okay, to answer that, if I am not, okay, I'm gonna answer all of the taboo questions. Deb, I do see you there, and I'm thinking about it this morning. Yesterday was a no. Today I'm like, maybe that's good. You know. Now keep in mind when y'all talking about this, girlfriend gonna have to go look at her budget, okay? I mean, I would have to like recalculate some things, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm trying to take that mindset off of it too. Dating and living together. So you do think you can really date? Oh, no. No, when he says dating, he means not living together. I feel like that you should date your partner even in your marriage. Like, maybe we should have more date nights, like scheduled date nights. I think would be a good thing for us because that's something that we don't really do a lot. We hang out a lot with our friends who most of them are in couples, but that's not really my thing. So maybe we should have date nights where we try to do other things, but that also makes me recognize that I have to become more interesting. I have to go get a life outside of him so that when we do have dinner or whatever we're going to do as a date night, that we're not just talking about, I don't know, issues, which we normally don't when we have date night. Like, we normally keep an active social life, but I am thinking about going to like premarital counseling or like relationship counseling, um, because this is deep. Oh yes, it's very deep. Um, this is honest. I really don't think it's deep. I think it's honest. I think that people are so surface minded and they're like, oh, blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. And they want to read into the situation. But it's like, girl, take everything that I'm telling you and just put it together and then you'll be able to see. Like, this man has only introduced two people to his family. And one of them was like his college prom date. I mean, high school prom date. So, you know what I mean? Like, everybody in his life was so glad, like, oh my God, like he finally like found somebody. But I feel that I even told him about the whole ABC thing. Like, come on, dude. Like, happy wife, happy life. Home is where the heart is. Like, if you can't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. If you want to keep looking at your home life, like the physical house as a business deal and something that makes sense and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't want to be in a financial bind, which I do understand that. He does not want to be house poor. He wants to have enough money to go out and party and do all the other things that he wants to do. When I tell you his level of partying and my level of partying are not the normal level of partying. Like, I can't stress that enough. So I get it, but it's like some of that stuff is not important. Like seriously, like I would rather have like a nice house and go on some vacations together. Different things like that. Like take better care of your overall self. That's something that I'm being honest with myself about. But all this stuff is not really all about him. To the person who asked a question about an open relationship, when you're not married with somebody, if you're just dating them, it's already open. If you are not married on paper, there's a reason why you're not married on paper. If you want to go out and see somebody else, just be honest about it and protect yourself about it. I would rather have that level of conversation in my relationship than to be surprised, you know, that something happened. Does that make sense? It's not like a deal breaker if an unmarried 42-year-old man decides he wants to start talking to Becky and him and Becky then do something else. Stop acting like you're not an adult and that people don't make adult decisions without considering the feelings of other people 24 hours a day. I know people see cheating as a very selfish thing, but that's another thing because we have both been unmarried our entire lives. Like he said, he doesn't even want to cheat in the situation because he's done that. The dude has played his field. This is a new thing in his life. To be committed with one person, trying to build a home with one person is an entirely new thing. It's a new thing for me too. I have never, ever in any relationship had to build a home together. I normally just like walked in somebody else's life and lived with them. That's honest. Like I've never had to say, I gotta put my money with yours, or I'm gonna help pay something. Like, I've never done that. And I admit I'm resistant to it. Is it right to be resistant to helping your partner, your love, the person that you are supposed to believe in, that one day it will be different, or even if it's never different, it's just like, well, what you gonna do with your money anyways? You just want to go out here and blow it in the mall and like that. That's like when people. Now, to me, that's deep. I want to like. I do want to get back to making regular YouTube videos, but to me, that's deep. The fact that I am culturally conditioned to not helping a man. Like I just don't. Not financially. Not financially. Now, I say that that's not a problem for me. Like, I don't mind helping pay some of the bills. Like, it's all kind of gamuts of that. Some people pay the water bill, the light bill, and the groceries. I have never helped a man pay any bill. Not one thing in my whole life. I've had my own apartments or I have lived with somebody and they took care of it all. You're too hard on yourself. Girl, I know I beat myself up very badly. That I am. I could just sit here in my apartment and beat myself up all day long. Um, so, anyways, thinking about what does it mean when he says he wants a teammate? Like, because when his friends get married, they have to question if they're gonna get a prenup or not. And he was like, there are some people that you marry and you get the prenup with. He has always only wanted to get married one time. That is it. He has said that his whole life, if he gets married, it's one time. I think, I don't care if we get a prenup or not. Like, I really don't care. I really don't. I don't. Like, that's not even important to me. That's not a deal breaker or whatever. I remember at one of the last weddings that we went to, girl. Woo! They had that prenup conversation. I'm like, hold up. Why are you talking about a possible prenup the day before the wedding? People in the man's family was mad that he didn't. Can his money be for both you, to fund your retirement? Sierra, if you've been watching this video, this is where the layer comes in. I don't. She gonna have to do it for herself. Like but his own words, he swings for the fences. He is risky. One of my concerns is that he is not going to put aside money for the future. He is not going to look into his personal life, not me aside, and prioritize himself and his needs. I put it in a video, and where we were talking when we came back from New Orleans on New Year's Eve, where I said it's important to be putting money aside for retirement now, and he was like trying to like defend it and like, no, it's more important for me to reinvest it back into the business. I was like, bullshit, because one day you're not going to be able to work and travel and do all these things physically that you can now. Like right now, he's going to Denver, Colorado for one day. One day for 2 business meetings. You know, when you get 50, 60 years old, my dad was like, he can't do that anymore. You know, you're going to slow down. You're not young anymore. Your body's going to need time to recover. So that's one of mine. If we go to marriage counseling or premarital counseling, whatever, that would definitely be an issue, because I'm always talking about like the lack of stability is what has me worried. Then he gets mad at me and tells me that I just need to go get with a he was like, you just need to go get a government job. And I was like, no, I'm not like that kind of square. I can deal with risk. I just like some kind of certainty. Why do you say that? Do you think people can't date and live together? Generally, Ashley, I don't think you should date other people. What is he like when he gets old? He need money for the future. Okay, I don't think that you should date other people openly while you live together. Now, if everybody has their own apartment, their own space, whatever, and you're honest, like, this is why we are dating, because we have not made this final decision, I think that's when that should happen. And that's a healthy way. A healthy way. Do not allow dishonesty into your relationship. Don't get into a relationship with a dream mentality that these young guys or these bachelor guys are going to, when they start dating you and talking to you on the phone and you let them sleep with you, that automatically that means that that is your man. That is not your man until he commits himself to you. And you cannot force a man to commit themselves to you. You can't, no. No, when you live together, you cannot have, I would say it is not healthy to have outside relationships with other people. Okay? I want to clarify that. But if everybody is in their corner, I think it is healthy for people to get it out of their system so that when you are ready to settle down, you're not worried about if the other person is cheating on you. Like how people keep putting that in my conversation. I have no worries about that. Like, we good on that. We good on the trash of today. Like, even when I asked him if he was gonna go date other people, like, if, you know, was that his reason? He was like, I already know what's out there on the dating scene. That's the last place he wants to go. It's on the dating scene. Like, and you know what? I feel the same way. I'm like, it's too much like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get out there. In all kind of ways, you don't know what you're gonna get. So, but that has to be a natural evolution. No one can take the harlot out of you, man or woman. You got to harlot and Jezebel out yourself. That's a spiritual thing. That's spiritual. That's between you, God, and your genitals. Nobody can make a person faithful. So it's important that if a faithful person is important to you, that you are real about that with yourself, and that you are also a very faithful person. That's one thing about me. I am so loyal. My boyfriend never has lived with a woman before. I am the first woman that he has lived with, and we have been living together for almost 2 years. We both got with each other because we didn't want to be with anybody. Does that mean, like, we were like, you know, friends and stuff like that. Like, look, I don't want anything serious. Like, my life is a mess. His life was a mess. I don't know if I'm coming or going. He didn't know if he was coming or going. I feel like that I'm a mature adult. I can handle just having a good time. We talked. We were friends. I enjoyed the conversation. Like, just real good talking friends for like 3 or 4 months. It's like I just remember the constant all day just like talking. Like, I feel like I could just like talk to him for hours. Even now, like, I just feel that level of communication. Now, when we get mad, we fight the same. We fight the same. We are jabbers, and we isolate, and we act like you kiss my butt. Are you talking? Oh, okay. You still talking? Oh, okay. And that's where it gets ugly, because then you start calling each other out, and we could really do damage to a relationship. If you guys watch Netflix, that movie A Marriage Story, I didn't like the movie like as a movie, but like the first 15 minutes of that was really good. Oh, it's just like you start off the movie and they are reading these letters to each other about the positive things. And what is happening in those 15 minutes is that they're actually in counseling together. And they're reading it in the movie, but when it concerns the wife's time to read hers, she never reads it. I think she just ends up calling him names. But the letter was really, really positive. That movie is good. I can't tell. Like, I don't know, like something about that really resonated with me, because a lot of relationships fail due to lack of communication and compromise. But if everybody's like open and honest, like even if your man is a freaking cheater, let's just say your man is a cheater. If your man is honest with you and says, look, I am not ready to do this. I'm not ready to do this. One day I might be ready, but I'm not ready to just do this with one person. That would save a lot of time. Just be honest. I'm telling you this. This is about to get spiritual. Once you get so honest with yourself, I mean, you got to be honest with yourself, with your needs, with your wants, with your fears. Deception does not live long in your life. People are like, oh my God, that was such a coincidence. Oh, the universe this. Oh, that. I do believe in God, honey. Oh, yes, I do. And when I tell you, when you ask God for truth and for peace, and you try to do right by people, deception will not live long. It will stop. They'll be like, you know what? I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Or you will have people that just tell you that you are just good and you're too good to be treated like this, and they will leave you. So if you are worried about being deceived, you got to work on you. And I can say that, like, I can see it a lot in the young people. It froze, and I was saying something good. It froze. Come back, come back. I think when it uploads to YouTube though, you don't get all these freezes. But I'll tell you why a lot of young people are so deceived right now. They are completely dishonest with themselves. I won't speak for women. We want to put on the eyelashes, get the surgery, and cover up all our insecurities like they were never there, but they're there. They're there. Like, no matter how many surgeries and how much cosmetic stuff you do, you're still broken. You still need validation. You still feel abandoned. But if you take that outside of yourself and throw it up and just be like, you know what? I feel abandoned. I feel like I need a father. Like, I need fathering in my life. I need somebody or something to care for me, to provide for me. I'm afraid of going without that. Hopefully the next thought in your mind is like, I cannot put that expectation on another person because I can't be that for myself. That creates a shift in your life. I promise you, no matter what you believe in, if you believe, okay, it froze again, that's going to tick me off. It's really going to tick me off. If you are honest enough with yourself, and that's where I am right now. I'm afraid of failing financially, of not having a backup plan, of getting old and not having a comfortable life. Like, I don't want to like reduce my lifestyle as I age. Does that make sense? Like, some things need to come into alignment, or I just got to make a whole lot more money, you know? But I need some fathering for me that can only come from God. Now, my question to myself is, can I need fathering, wisdom, protection, and be in a relationship with another person? I don't know. Can I really feel ashamed and clueless and lost and inadequate and be in a healthy relationship with another person? I don't know. I really don't. Some people can. Some people can be like, you know what? I was just so like Ice T and Coco. Ice T loves Coco because he said that Coco saved his life when he was on drugs, going through all his money. She came in there, got him off drugs. He went from rapping and doing all that kind of stuff, and now he's got that television job, and that's what holds their marriage together. So I know that it's possible for some people. I don't know if that's my path. You know, a lot of men that stay with their women feel like it's because of this was the only woman that really put it together for me. This woman held the keys in my life. My boyfriend feels that way about me. He honestly feels that his life is healthier than it has ever been and can ever be. I am the only person that put that level of do you but take care of you. Yep, Deb, but how much time do I need, Deb? Should I do it? Should I do it single? You know, is that? But you know, and I'm really praying right now, praying in the next 24 hours. You know, if the answer comes, you know, fast or slow, because don't forget, I've been by myself a long time. And sometimes, you know, we get stuck in our ways just to protect ourselves, and we will use every excuse in the book to be alone instead of just saying, I am afraid for somebody to see me when I am not at my best. Are you trying to? No, our relationship does work. It's really not a force. It's really not. That's the one thing I can say about it. It's really not a force at all. Like, even if we are like fighting or separated, we can still go have a cup of coffee together because we started off as such deep friends and we do have a deep friendship together. Um, Even if we didn't date each other or whatever, like go romantically, then girl, not much is gonna change. And I know that. Like we enjoy our life together. Can I say that? Yes. Kiss my bliss. A lot of women crave fathering. I mean, but not just women, but men too. We crave certainty. That's what religion and spirituality and even routines are all about. That's what franchises are all about. We are looking for a certainty. If I go to this place, I know what I'm going to get. That really only one thing can give you certainty. And it's not anything that's man-made, okay? So I know that I have to get over that. And I think sometimes I feel like I have gotten over it, but because it's so prevalent in our culture, people will try to beat it into your head that another person needs to be God for you. That they don't recognize that they're saying that that person needs to be God for you, but they are everything that they're saying is like, no. To me, a relationship is living a life together with another person and having a full human experience. Like, I like somebody I can be myself around. Like, I've dated a lot of men in Houston, like a lot. This is a conservative place. I have traditional values, but I'm not that conservative. I remember you said time is wasting. You don't want to waste your time. Look back on the last 4 years. Was it worth it? The last 2 years was definitely worth it for me. You know what's crazy, Deb, is that how do you feel like he's added to yours? I was just about to get to that. Kiss my bliss. It was worth it. And how do I feel like he's added to mine? He's made me more human. My job is very hard. Like, I have to tell people no all the time or negotiate and tell them this is what it is all the time. I live by myself. I can go wherever I want. I don't have patience for screw ups, for people that don't have their stuff together, because I had to get my stuff together very hard. I can be very hard. Um, so he has made me see a softer side of life, even just how all of his friends have eased me in and now welcome me in. I now feel like I'm like a part of something bigger. Like, it's not just a relationship, I feel like it's a whole life together. Even the way that I know both of his parents, you know, it just, that's something that I've never had in any relationship, where our life is very fused together. Does that make sense? Like, I know that if I, start hanging out with the friends again, there's gonna be some jazz and some jokes and and everybody's gonna be like, I knew y'all were getting back together. Even my sister's like, I'm not getting in this because you guys are gonna get back together. Y'all not even separated. Y'all are like, just stop it. Like, but that's me too. I have got to stop pushing people away. I will say, don't forget, I caused this. This is on me. I was afraid of being hurt, and I just wanted to be alone. It was me that lashed out. If he wanted to break up with me, he has all right. Like, I wouldn't be mad. It was me. I told you guys the first session I was wrong. Don't forget that. Don't forget I was wrong. Don't forget that dude's very honest, you know. He wants to build a life with somebody, even financially, because he's used to being taken advantage of. Sometimes women get with men, and he said, like, what they would normally do is they would quit their job in the first 3 months. So he's never even been with somebody who kept working. That's funny to me, because with that comes a lot of attitude, you know. Even like when I go to work, a lot of people, girls in my job, I guess we're women now, they bought their own houses by themselves. And they will kick you out of their house and be like, this is my house. Now, is that forcing yourself to be single? Whew. And is that what I want to be? Or do I desire to have a partner? And you know what? I think I'm supposed to have a partner. Keep in mind, I really do believe it. Well, it really has, yes, while in a relationship, Kay, you can definitely tell. It's natural for people to put up a barrier in order to, yes, to maintain their own sanity. Yes, that's true, Tina. That's what I have done. And I'm a small business owner and much more feminine, malleable, and softer while in a relationship. Yes, Kay. Yes. I think people have got to step outside of themselves. And I had to tell my own sister this. You're looking at it from, which I'm going to say, conditioning. We have been conditioned through time that women cannot survive or make the money. Like, a lot of women have been on the money chase to survive. But what happens when you're not on the money chase? Then what? Men have been in that mindset the whole time. When you're not on the money chase, there's still something in you that's going to be lacking. That's when to me, that's when your real problems start. Okay, Nisha. I know I froze. I'm back. I hate when it starts freezing. I was saying, I believe that I brought my own home. I need stability for my children. However, I'm still waiting the man that God has for me to arrive. Tina, I don't know. Like, I'm not there yet to buy my own house. Oh, I think it is a very positive thing. Kiss my bush. I think it's a very positive thing to gain your own stability. That's what my mind is. I have considered couples counseling. I have. Let me just say that. If I feel that I cannot stay in this relationship and not try to have a kid, and I feel like for us to have a kid together, it is a bigger commitment than a marriage together, and I would like a new way of talking to each other, like about problems, about issues. I have a fear. I don't know if it's a real fear or it's a projection, but I have a fear that a lot of men can't handle serious emotional things. Like, I feel like a lot of the issues where he says he feels like he cannot make me happy is because I was going through something this year, and I kept telling him it had nothing to do with him. I felt that I had been knocked on my ass, knocked down to the ground. Like I feel like somebody had just like with like took their foot. Wait, girl, I gotta act it out. I gotta act it out. I feel I feel like somebody just said boom, and I just like got down. I really I felt that and no matter how much I tried, it had nothing to do with anybody else. The only thing I could do was drag myself through the day and wondering where it was gonna not where the day was gonna take me, because I knew I couldn't fall apart, but where was life taking me? Don't forget, I'm not. Don't forget that I think I went through the biggest trauma of my life. I really I don't know. I've been through other traumas, but there was something about this trauma that was even now, it's that's what I come on here and I rant and I rave and I get angry and stuff, but I'm not falling apart about it. Does that make sense? Are you guys still here? Are y'all still with me? So I recognize that I'm not always right. I've got issues too. I've got somebody that has stood by my side through these issues. Everyone has those points in their life completely normal. I know, Tina. The thing is, though, let me disagree with you on that. When you're going through, though, it's never normal. Does that make sense? When you're in it, it's like he said, for the past 2 weeks since he's been gone, he has not been able to focus his mind. I lived like that for the whole last year. The whole last year, I was not I could cry about it now, because sometimes it's like when you're in a fog. If you've ever had to wake up early in the morning and go somewhere and it's dark outside, and you trying to see and you're tired, and all of a sudden the sun starts coming up. Sometimes when you get into those fogs, you don't see the other people around you, or you can't be in their life. You can't, as we now say, I can't show up for you right now. I can't show up for you because I'm trying to just show up for myself. So what I do love about my relationship is I do feel like this is a person that has seen me at my worst. All of the things that I'm worried about not achieving, that's on me. But did this person stay by me when I was at my worst? He said it would worry him so bad, when he would leave the house and he would come back home, on the weekends and stuff, and I would still be in the bed, unmoved. I needed that. To some people that may not have looked good, but I needed that sense of just complete comfort and security. Nothing but me and my cell phone, and just scrolling all day, tuning out life. And I needed that. It didn't do damage in our relationship. I think it did, because as a man, men want to fix things. And he couldn't fix it. So then when I started to call him useless, or what kind of man are you, it put that negative seed, because he's seeing that nothing is moving me. And then I'm coming out of my mouth and I am spilling over. I'm telling him that it's not about him, but if he keeps nagging me too much, I'm going to jab him with my words. So I think going forward in the future, I'm trying to learn when I am feeling down, everyone has biological, doesn't mean you don't know. That's my personal view, right? So I wouldn't tag on this. So, because I'm going to get on that comment and tell you how I feel, because this is my expression. This is how I express myself. And I feel like if I tell you something, you may never share my view, but it's still my view. And that's something I told my boyfriend too. don't try to brainwash me into thinking like you. Okay? Let me tell you something that my grandmother told me. You need to choose who you have children by. Because that man, they used to call it back in the day, they call it the blood and the seed runs long in the line. These days we call it DNA. If I have a child, like, even without thinking, oh, please watch that TD Jakes model home. If I have a child, even without thinking about what my partner is going to be like, girl, I got some rebellion on my hand that I'm going to have to deal with. I already know. I am going to have a free thinker, somebody who think they're going to outsmart me and may just be bad as hell in my face. I already know that. And they're going to be confused all the time. That's real. That's real. The partner that I choose, like, I would love to have a kid with my boyfriend. I would love to have children with my boyfriend because he is kind, he is caring, he is genuine, his heart is good. Now, the cons, he is an unnecessary risk taker. I can see some discipline in my future. You know? And I look forward to that challenge. He's the only man I've ever said that I wanted to have a kid with. I can be honest about that too. So that's a big thing. So don't try to act like you, like there is, child please, there is a difference. That DNA is real. I'm not saying that my heart will never ever be opened enough to know what I'm going to get. But there are certain things that are just like, it's different. I'm telling you, I don't want to get like too deep. I have a half brother that was not raised around his family. His mom remarried and he lived another life. But it was so funny because when he came around us, he knew that he fit in. And fixing it is what matters. Having somebody who's able to still love you is important. Yes, Tina, it is. I am not against adoption. Let me say that. I think for me, it would be like a very last resort. I just will say that. Like my heart that would be a very evolved version of me. Can I say that? Because I know there are certain things that you are born with that I don't care. I don't know what the science says about character traits or something. It's just like when those like identical twins are like separated at birth and that you look at them and be like, they move their hand the same way. Like one thing about my brother, I noticed like we all stretch our eyes in our family. And I'm at this point like, why does he keep stretching his eyes? Like, you know, there's just certain things, you know, that I would want to see. You know, and my boyfriend wants the same thing. He wants that feeling of creating a family. You know, that's and now, girl, because your girl 36, she got to be on the fast track. Woo, Lord! I think I'm gonna give myself like time between now and June to like lose weight and all that kind of stuff. But I got to be on the fast track, girl. Because healthy is important to me, you know. So, and it's so funny because when I tell you that out loud, it's very embarrassing for me to share. But that is weighing subconsciously on me. That's weighing very heavily on me that I may not be able to give this person something that they've wanted their whole life. You know, it really makes me feel like shit. You know, it really does. It really like, and then I'm not taking the best care of myself. You know, I got to get my blood pressure down. I got to get my weight down, you know. I got to do it. But I think this had to happen. Like, certain things would never have been broken off of my life. Sometimes things have to be broken off of your life. Maybe I could write a book about that. I don't know, because I like looking for like a book idea. And it's through your flaws, it's through your failings, it's through your stumblings, it's through the new lessons that you didn't even know you needed. Like, I didn't even know that you can be in love and be bitter when your heart is broken and excel at bitterness. There are so many people that are excelling at bitterness. Silver jewelry might come back. I'm not gonna put appreciation on material things. That's something I'm breaking off of my life. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I can go to the store and buy whatever I want. Um, like I said, don't excel at bitterness. Don't excel at validation. Don't tie your worth into material things. You can lose the entire beauty of life by doing that. You can excel at it. You can say and be like the city girls, I want all this kind of stuff and blah blah blah. But it's like, even look how they have to say the words of the song. They gotta say it so hard, and they gotta, and so loud about it. The best things in life are quiet. Does your bank account make a sound? No. It is shh. The best things in life, and that is something that I am seeking. That is something that I have in my relationship, is a quiet happiness and a quiet peace. Like, the most profound thing that changed me, that was a teachable moment for me, was my boyfriend said, "You're," with tears in his eyes, "you're gonna allow money to break us up." And okay, I gotta come back. And to me, that was a very teachable moment. You can take the lesson however you want to take it. Is money a reason for yourself, for you, for me to I never feel like I said those people made me from scratch. Girl, you got some weirdos in your family. I got some weirdos in my family, girl. I never feel like I fit in my family until I was 22. And now I'm just starting to feel like I fit in with my sister in my 30s. Because I was like, girl, you is not like me. You are weird. And now I notice that I'm weird too. But the bloodline is deep. Sometimes our vision is short. And this is biblical too. And family. Sometimes our vision is short, but the bloodline is deep. It's very long. It's a long bloodline. You caught me off guard with that when you said the people made me from scratch. I don't fit in with them. And sometimes that's your calling. I want to talk about this, and I gotta go work out. I was watching on Netflix that cheer show. Oh, y'all know I'm corny. If y'all don't know I'm corny, I'm corny. Girl, I'm too much. I'm weird myself. We're coming to New York, looking forward to. Girl, maybe Deb, maybe you got an extra room. No, you ain't gotta find me an extra room. Can you find me a cheap apartment? If you can find me a cheap apartment, Deb, tell me the neighborhood, tell me the building. I might keep my eye out on it and just go on. I might. I'm telling you, that's this kind of girl I am. I don't want to get like too sidetracked, because I was watching a cheer show on Netflix. I would tell anybody to watch it. I cried so much on that. I'm gonna sit down on this one and then I'm gonna go work out. I cried because this is a therapy session still, right? I cried because these young people who are living that preppy life and a part of a team. I have never really been a part of a team. I've never felt a part of a team. Not in high school, not at work, not even in my family. I don't have the team gene. Like, but you know what? As much as I hate to say it, I get that from my mom and my sister. We don't like. No, we don't. No, we'll just do it by ourselves. Forget it. We just don't. We just don't. My dad is the same way. My grandmother always tells the story of how my dad was the weird kid that would come home from after school and put on his bathrobe and sit down in the chair. All these, the piece you see, you can live with. You're looking back on. Okay, don't settle. Okay, I got you. But my dad would like put on his bathrobe and sit in a chair. This was back in the day before social media. I was like, girl, it sounds like what I want to do now, like every day. And she was like, but all the other kids were going out playing on the streets and playing sports, but he didn't want to do that. That's in me. That is so in me. Anyway, so back to the cheer show and watching these people on this team and make themselves, who have come, they are so happy on the outside, so bubbly. And then they started telling their stories of traumas and tragedies in their little teenage life. And a lot of it family and broken homes and broken families. And they come in and they make it their own family on this cheer squad. Girl, that thing just touches me. It touches me because we can choose to be bitter. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute. Okay, but it's like we can choose so easily to be bitter and to be hard. There are two black guys on the show that really stand out: Ladarius and Jerry. I cried. I went to follow Jerry on social media and I even left a comment. The name, Cheer. It's a mini series on Netflix. Cheer. Um, Ladarius and Jerry. They are two black boys on this cheer squad. They are both gay. This school is out there in Corsicana, Texas, very conservative. I felt so uplifted by Jerry. I could just cry. Oh, like right now, and I'm not even like that. That's how I know that I got to do some work in me, because just the level of optimism and cheering on other people and always bringing, hey Terry, you late girl, always bringing that positive energy into whatever situation that you're in is something that I am lacking. Always being, girl, I left him a comment on his social media, like, I really feel like he is a gift to the world. Like a true, he deserves everything that he ever gets in life in the best way, because it's like if you are optimistic and helpful and prepared, those things I wish I knew earlier. Does that make sense? I wish I knew earlier that it's so important to support other people. It is so important to build team relationships and personal relationships that are not all self-motivated. And I know it's just a cheer show, but y'all know I'm deep. That thing had me crying because I'm like, what if I had learned early on not to always be so self-seeking? Because now that I'm getting older, I am craving people. Thank you, Deb. I do see your comment. I'm craving people who are not self-seeking. It's not because I'm coming to suck them dry. I'm not, because I'm coming to give too. But I need people to back up off the take. Does that make sense? I need people that can sometimes just listen and have a conversation and not need anything from it. I'm not talking about my boyfriend. That's like where we click, because he's surrounded by a lot of people that are on the take. That makes him kind of cautious about things. But I'm just saying in general, what if I need to learn at this time in my life how to be a person on the side of the mat? So in the cheer show, they go into this big cheer competition. It's like the #1 college team, and the cheerleaders on the mat, like you work all season to be there. It's 40. You work all season to be in the 20 that are going to make it to the mat. Making the mat means something. If you don't make the mat, you have to be on the sidelines. You still have to do the counts, and you're supposed to be learning the routines, but you didn't get picked. And sometimes if somebody have a bad attitude or something like that, you may get to go on the mat as your alternate, but then if that person straightens up their act, they may pull you off. But you still have to maintain your enthusiasm even if you're not on the mat. Like, I was like, I missed that lesson in life. I totally missed that. Like, how many times in life have I been on a job and didn't make the mat? And instead of being on the sideline, I just went to the bathroom. That Ladarius boy, that I did not like him, like, but that is me. When he made a mistake, he be like, "Oh, I'm done with this sis. Sis, I'm out. I'm tired of her. She always crying." I'm like, "Oh my God!" And then like the coach, little meek white lady who said like she felt she went to college and all, finance degree and all this other kind of stuff, master's degree, but she felt called to stay in this little town. Her husband always thought that she would work on Wall Street, because that's just how driven that she is to succeed and perfection. And now she's the best college cheer coach in the nation by wins alone. And even just that, like, her spirit, even though she didn't do a lot of talking in the show, when I look back at her presence in people's lives, that's something I want to work on, because I struggle with that. I struggle with showing up for other people and being that calm. And she was like, I don't always feel like everything's okay, but I have to act like everything is okay, because if I don't, then other people are gonna fall. And it's not like acting like I'm okay, but it's more like, if I make you feel like you're gonna get through this and I've gotten through this, you're more likely to do it than if I act like, ooh, I know I got through it, but can we fall apart together? No. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I'm corny that I loved it. I loved it so much that I want to go rewatch it. Like, I just, it goes back to me outside of, I'm not looking at him, but me on a deeper level of things that are being worked on in me. What is being worked on in me is after survival. I'm so worried about building a better level of survival, but do I really want to excel at being bitter? Or do I want to let in some of that lightness and optimism so that when I do show up, yes, lead with love. So when I do show up, that I'm showing up and I'm adding something positive to the environment. Like, and that's something that I haven't really done or allowed in my life. That is something I know that is from above, that is being conditioned in my mind, that I need to work on this. It's going to make a huge difference in my life. Like, I'm saying that I'm not fulfilled, maybe because I'm not trying to fulfill others. Like, it's not like I need to fulfill them, but motivate some people. If I feel like I'm not motivated, maybe I should be more motivating. It's just, I don't even know how to put it into words. Maybe I'll learn how to articulate it, but it's so many things like that I didn't learn because my mind was like survival minded. And it's like, once you survive, going back to, are you going to excel at bitterness? Are you going to build that hardness, that rap song, love and hip hop mentality into your life? And I know that I'm not, and I'll tell you why not, is because when I watch that, I can't even watch that kind of stuff. I can't even watch it. The last trashy reality show I watched, okay, I did sneak a couple of episodes of the Kardashians in just to see what was going on. Like, I think I watched like 2 or 3, and it was like on Hulu or something like that. And then I tried to watch a Love and Hip Hop. I forgot, it froze. So now we're gonna come back. I tried to watch a Love and Hip Hop something. It was the younger ones, the ones that's going on that tour or whatever. And I realized I'm too mature for this. I realized, first of all, I don't want to have unnecessary fights in my life. Like that, choose your battles. Not only do I not want to have unnecessary battles because they're a waste of time, I want to have so much peace in my life that battling is not even my first option. That was never taught to me. That's something I have had to learn the hard way, is coming to just, like I say, the clearing in the woods, where you're not trying to like whack down all the trees, but you're just going forward as lightly as you can. Does that make sense? So a lot of things that other people are, like other commenters are talking about, don't apply to me because I'm looking at my life as my own. But I'm not out to only mainstream pop. I'm not out to hurt. Even for me and my boyfriend got into this big fight. Like, I'm telling you, it was a quiet whisper that just said, "Do not mistreat him. Be nice to him." And it was like I was cleaning off the bedside table. It wasn't like I was thinking about the situation. Everything was okay, but just something about it in that moment, it just stuck with me. It was like, where did that thought come from? So even when I'm messing with the water fountain down there, even when I'm feeling like I'm not tuned in or feeling like I don't, yes, the still small voice. It was definitely there that said, do not mistreat him. Be nice to him. I'm not, and he has a praying mother, so she probably was like deep in the meditation trying to send that wave, like, because there's a lot to heartbreak, and you don't want to like make somebody else go off the deep end, or and something I want to work on. I wish I would have wrote all these things down. Things I want to work on. I want to work on being optimistic and positive, and knowing that I'm gonna have to be on the side of the mat doing the hard grunt work in my life, waiting to be somebody else's alternate for a while because I'm not confident and secure in myself, and I don't have all the skills right now. So while I'm on the outside of the mats, I'm still valuable, and I have to be prepared. That's something I want to work on. I need to write that down. And two, I really want to work on not being demeaning to other people. And it's not just in my home relationship, it's also in my interactions with other people. Sometimes I feel like I'm a horrible human being. I was sitting at the bar one day, Friday, I think. I think it was Friday, Saturday. Did I only go out one time? I think I only went out one time this weekend. Whatever day it was, I went out. And this man, he's trying to flirt with me and everything. White man trying to show me a picture of his wife who happens to be black. And I was like, look, take this in the best way. I did not come to this bar to pay $15 for a cocktail to look at pictures of your wife and family. Save me on that. No, I just want to see you quietly. And I was like, God, girl, why you gotta be like that? Like, why you gotta do that? Like, that's not, like, why you gotta be so demeaning? Like, oh my God, let's not do this. Like, that's something I want to work on. And really the demeaning part comes into my relationship, but these are things that I am learning through the relationship. I'm very thankful for the relationship no matter what happens, because I needed these lessons. Like, sometimes we're not seeing ourselves because we're too into ourselves. Oh, Hope in the Jar, it's going to be up. You can watch it from the beginning, which is even going to be better. But yeah, it takes a human experience to see ourselves. You can look in the mirror, like, sometimes, are you ever looking on Instagram, you're like, back in the day, I used to think about people just like as they were, right? And like, oh, she looks really big and she looks really small, and then you put that person next to another person, like, damn, she's really big, or man, she's really tiny, or it gives you a better perspective. What do they call that? A frame of reference. A frame of reference. It takes other people to have a true frame of reference. And if you are excelling at bitterness and leaning into yourself and everything you need and the hatred that has been done to you, you're building a poor frame of reference. I stand by that. I know sometimes we gotta wall ourselves in, we gotta build that scab so that we can keep moving. But if you are striving for better, you're going to have to take that scab off. It's going to fall away. And it's going to fall away when you least expect it. So just keep that in mind if you are trying to heal, or if you're trying to seek relationships or craving relationships. I'm not going to try to say I don't seek relationships. Sometimes I crave them, you know. Even with like female friends, I said this year, I'm gonna make more of a conscious effort to like have female friends. Like, I need to text one of my female friends right now, just to keep that open line of communication. I probably just need to like schedule like a little, if we're gonna do like our Sunday fun day together, something like that, just so that we can keep that open. So many of us are walling ourselves in. And then we wonder why we're stuck. That's for me. I'm walling myself in and then wondering why I'm not making progress. Wondering why I feel so overwhelmed. Because I'm putting it all on my back. During my most fragile time, falling apart depression, I became so outwardly arrogant and shrill, it was disgusting. Okay? I can relate. Like, girl, sometimes I go to a party and it's like, I don't want to talk. Then I start talking, I'm like, shut up, girl, you sound so negative. Who? Like, I have left parties before and felt like I wouldn't even have wanted to be around me. Like, and that's work that I have to do on myself, you know? Even though I have very hard opinions about everything, like cynical. I was born cynical. It's in my DNA. Put it right here on my shirt. Cynical. Not saying I can't work through. I'm working through my cynicism. I'm gonna lean into love. I like who put that comment. I'm gonna lean into love, and I'm gonna work from the side of the mat. Like, if you are so negative, like you feel like it's a fight, I'm telling you that I love that show on Netflix, Cheer, because Jerry and Ladarius are two sides of the same coin. Ladarius outperforms Jerry. Like, Ladarius has it going on and what it takes. But his attitude is so bad. And he says it. He says it all throughout the show. Oh, I don't care. It's because it's people that's been through a lot worse things than you, and you want to come up in here and cry, or you want to come up in here and not have it together. I don't feel sorry for you. And then he says it too because he grew up in the Miami area. And he said, now this is a very whitewashed show, but he bring it, honey. He like, oh no, because I'm gonna always get you, because if you keep getting guys, you just gonna get me, and honey, I can't let that happen. I gonna get you together. And he's like, so like, he's like, I had to fight my whole life. I had to fight my brothers. I got beat up and jumped by my own brother. So you know I'm ready. You will get these. And I'm like, Ladarius, this is a cheerleading show. But Ladarius and his homie, Ladarius and Jerry share a room together, and they watch the Bad Girls Club together, and then you see they like to play fight, and you see that kind of attitude, and you know, but they're young, you know. But it's so funny because they both went through things. But Jerry said he was going to stay positive for other people, motivating to other people, and it's so rare. And you know, God, you know, he talks in different ways to meet a loving, motivating spirit. It's so rare to meet that, and I can say that I have fallen short in that as myself. So I cannot be mad or finger pointing any relationships that are failing in this season of my life. Does that make sense? I'm not here to tear, even though another person may have a lot of shortcomings. I am not here to tear down anybody right now. Now, if you push me, I will call you out. That's too much of the cheer show. You know, if you come to me like you are perfect, I will, you know. My mom hates when I do things like that. So you shouldn't say things like that. You shouldn't say that you'll get people together and you'll do this and you'll do that. She hates it. But you know, sometimes you got to get the warning. You got to get the warning out there, like, what is that song? Wide up if you tough or whatever, nuck if you buck. You know, you gotta let them know that you'll nuck if you buck. You know, because it's good to be honest. Like, be honest, man. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Like, when you are honest, like, that's something I am really seeking right now, and I feel a lot better today. I am really seeking an honest and an honesty within myself. An honest relationship within myself. And the reason why is because I feel like that's where true definition of health is. Health is even that's where balance. The true peace, the true stillness is in honesty within yourself. And a lot of outward love towards other people. If you're looking for flaws in other people, you're going to find them every time. Every time. You can pick anybody apart. Anybody. But what does that serve you? You just want to excel at being bitter? You just want to excel at feeling like the world is against you? You want to excel and not being humble? And where are you going to get good because it shows like Ladarius the best person on the team, and how somebody said, Ladarius, you should, somebody complained, people on the team have complained that you are saying that you're better than people and you need to stop saying that. And he's like, oh, but I am better. I am better. He's like, nah, I'm not calling nobody out, but I'm better. I'm better than everybody out there. And if you don't think that about yourself, then that's just on you, because I'm just better than everybody. That's why I'm here. And I get where he's coming from, but that's not the environment to say it in. If people are highly stressed out and they crying, and then he tries to attack Jerry. And I was ready to be like, you better get out, Jerry. Just because Jerry is not on the mats does not mean you are better than him. Okay? Jerry is a much better person. Jerry don't need that mats. Girl, I love that show. I love those characters. The sucky part about it is that they can only cheer that school for 2 years. So even if they brought it back, it was just like a mini doc. It would never be that same team again, you know. But they told Ladarius, like, I'm gonna stop. All right, I'm going to stop filming in just a minute. Kiss my bliss. Sometimes life can make us cynical, but we are not gonna make excuses. Let me repeat this. Kiss my bliss. Sometimes life can make us cynical, but we're not going to make excuses to excel at bitterness. We are not going to work on becoming more bitter. And if you watch that cheer show from that perspective, like, does bitterness and having that hardness on you and fear in you, because fear is a big thing. You come off as offensive when you initially explain your point of view, but you always soften up. Yes, I like people with strong convictions. You made 4. Uncertainty is even worse. Yeah, girl, I know I come off real hard, girl. I really have to work on that. Like, but you know what's so is what a message that I've gotten is that even if I don't, I cannot be afraid of people walking over me. Like, this is something that came to me yesterday. I am very hard because I've been out on my own since I was 17 years old. Okay? I never went back to my mom's. I went other places, but I didn't go back to my mom's house. So, especially in my 20s, when I was young, with a baby face and had to make money, I could not, it worked for me. It worked for me because, number one, it was maturity, it was backbone, it was assertiveness. Now that I'm getting older and society is changing, becoming more weak and more politically correct and more cuddly-feely, does that really work for me? I'm going to have to say, no, it doesn't, because society is changing. That's crazy, ain't it? Not only do you have to grow yourself, but then the world changes around you. So what I am now, what has been like downloaded into me, I'm serious, like, I don't have to be outwardly hard. I am already strong enough for the days that I have. Even if I never show another person again, it's already in me. I don't think you can train me to be weak at this point. Like, sometimes people say things, I'm like, I am dying inside. I am like, oh. Like, like Ladarius on the cheer show. That is so him. He's like, he is just putting all his emotions on the outside. Just like, ah, ah, ah. That's how I really feel. I'm just like, you just really this juvenile. You know, you just like, golly, your self-development is really that low. Can you go self-develop before you come this way? And it's like, I don't have to be like that, you know? But I feel like I love self-development, you know? A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. It bothers me when I don't feel like I'm developing, you know, when I do have times when I do get down. Last year was a down year for me. I'm getting a text message. And now I'm learning how to get back up again. And not just like get back up, do a new thing, you know? Do some rearranging within myself. I feel like today's the first day of my new year. I said that like when I woke up this morning because I was like, I'm going to go work out today. This is about to start my workout. I got on my workout clothes. If y'all have been here for a long time, y'all might not have seen that. I'm gonna get to a place where I don't feel like I have to do cleanup. Like in a way, I feel like I need to do cleanup on this YouTube channel. Like this last week of videos have been like a mess. I have been a mess. I have been a mess, girl. I have been a work in progress. Like, I really have. Sometimes that's embarrassing, you know? But it is what it is. I hope that I have entertained you guys or engaged you guys enough in this. I don't know where life is going to take me. Okay? Some people already have their house, their husband, their kids. They're just gonna maintain it. And I told my boyfriend like last year was like a maintaining year for me. Like as I was just like surviving for the day. I told you guys in prior videos that's really important because some years you don't gain any ground, but you also don't lose any ground. It's very important for me right now in my life not to lose any ground, but I also want to go forward. Like I think for me right now it's very important in my life to go forward without losing anything that I already have, which means patience and the ability to keep working and adding money to the bank account. I think I do want to make a whole video about not excelling at bitterness though, because some of us, like the world media, like, refuse to pander to the heart. It's the way we established boundaries back then. Hope in a Jar just got your comment. Hey, Lion. Okay. It was the way we established boundaries back then. We live in an everyone gets a trophy society now. We must adjust slightly. I refuse to pander too hard, though. I do agree. Oh, girl, that has been such a change for me. Like, are there any books about that? Like, it's so crazy, and I gotta go because then, like, what happens is I will talk to you guys, and it's very cathartic, and then I'm like, ooh, I'm tired now. I've been talking too long. Like, that is a good point, Hope in a Jar. I don't get, like, let me center my thoughts. My first thought about it is so crazy and so amazing, so aging, very aging, to see the world change around you. It's like, it feels almost like when abortion used to be illegal and then it went legal, and now we're gonna say they're trying to make it illegal again. I'm like, what y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what's going on? Like, even yesterday when I was down at the lobby talking to my boyfriend, and it was before 1 o'clock on a Sunday, and the Amazon man had already come twice. Or even like how I can really like sit for days, like at least a whole day, and just be on my phone, be on social media, and nothing is done. I have never been a couch potato in my life, but social media, this cell phone thing, has got me like, who is this? Girl, you mean to tell me you gonna put on your gym clothes and sit in them for 5 hours, and now it's midnight and you didn't go to the gym? What? What? This wasn't even an option 10 years ago when I used to lose weight like that. And then it's like, so we see all of this physical change, but then the mentality change that comes with that. Like with this whole anti-bullying thing. Like you can't bully people. Anything that's seen that's bullying. Or like this whole idea of perception is reality. Like I know back in my parents' day, they'd be like, you are crazy. You think the way that you see me is the truth? You what? Number one, I remember I told the manager that too. I was like, if I wanted to have this conversation, I would go to therapy. I come here to perform on this job. She shut her ass up too. But then that kept coming up. Perception is reality. Perception is reality. That is a new truth that they're putting out there. To me, that is an alternate truth. You know, I keep saying truth. It's new. It's alternate. I don't know when that became what we was doing in America, but that's dangerous. Read your Animal Farms. Read your Brave New Worlds. That's very dangerous if perception is reality, because you can tell me this is orange. We all perceive this to be orange. You can tell me the economy is good, so now people perceive the economy is good, but there's all these secret layoffs. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. You guys know that I'm weird, that I'm corny, that I'm insecure, that I am afraid, that I, at this time of my life, need some outside fathering, that I feel weak, but on my way to being strong. I feel like I'm on the uphill climb. That's what I thought about when I put these workout clothes on today. I need another cup of coffee too. When I put these workout clothes on today, I was like, girl, this is about to be an uphill fitness climb. You got some work to do, girl. I want to lose 15 pounds by the end of next month. Jesus. I only lost in the last 2 months, I think I lost what's 10 minus 3, y'all? Y'all tell it. What's 10 minus 3? 10 minus 3. Can y'all do it without putting y'all hands up? No, I couldn't. It's 7. So I lost, and I didn't do any exercise. I was just trying to get some things out of my diet. So I guess 7 pounds in 2 months is more realistic. If you're not going hardcore, I would like to go hardcore and lose 15 pounds. 15 good pounds. Let me see. Hold on. Let me do this mentally on the scale. What that would be. Okay. I just did it mentally on the scale. I just did that mentally. So, can I thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me. I know this is a different style, because so much positivity out there, and I don't want to be the cynical kid in all black in the back of the classroom, but that is totally me. That is totally me. I even said that I was going to stop wearing so much black this year because, girl, sometimes I can be blacked out. But I thank you guys for going on this journey. And I like that. Lean into love. I'm going to lean into love. Oh, and watch the cheer show. And I'm going to be the Jerry on the side of the mat. I may be off mat, but I'm going to be prepared to be on that mat if they need me. And that is such truth in life, I have been sitting back here for years not feeling prepared. Now, what I have done to get prepared, I don't know. I have really just, that's a whole other video I want to make. I don't know, I don't know, I do want to write a book this year. It may not be anything good, but I just want to do it. I just want to do it. That would make me feel some level of accomplishment. It would give me something to work on. It would give me something to focus my thoughts on. But I want it to be real and honest and have some tools in it. Even though I don't have the answers, I do have some tools. So if you are still here and you have watched it, I do thank y'all. I think I am going to get a little bit more coffee in my cup because I got some work to do today and I don't want to waste the day. Let me know what productive things you are doing to work on any area of your life. You know what's so weird about this? I'm giving y'all 5 more minutes and that's it. What's so weird about this is that I came to talk about my personal relationship, but it really has led me back into a relationship with myself. I still don't have the answer, but it's a less important question. I'm gonna make it. Period. Okay, I'm gonna make it. I know I've said some controversial things in this video, even about open relationships and adoption, just know these are my personal feelings. You don't have to take it in. Um, just be honest with yourself. When you are really and excel at a healthy peace in your life. Okay? Right? Be honest with yourself and excel at a healthy peace. Always moving forward. I know those are lofty things to think about, but it's like if you set those intentions in your day and in your life, it cuts out a lot of distractions. Anger is a distraction. Things that come to disrupt you and shake you are distraction. They are teachable moments in your life, but they should not be the priority of your life. Does that make sense? I've got to make some real commitments to my health. Because last night, y'all, my chest was pulling. Even right now, my chest is kind of pulling. I think my doctor upped my blood pressure medication without telling me. I don't know. I didn't take it today. I didn't want to take it before I worked out because sometimes it makes me kind of woozy. That's a big deal for me. A bigger deal than all this other stuff going on. So hard. It's hard to make changes. Don't make it. But we can do it. We can do it, girl. We can do it. We can do it. We can make change. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. I'm going to say bye. Y'all are absolutely quiet. I enjoyed all of my people that I had. Just wanted to be sure to, let's see, I had Hope in a Jar. I had Lion. I had Clara K. I had Kiss My Bliss. Hope in a Jar. K again. Y'all were talking to me, girl. Hope in a Jar and K. Y'all were really talking. Deb, Terry Thomas, T Love, Test the Ladybug, Deb. Hey Deb, always in the comments. I love Deb. And Tina was here. Donnie. A lot of Tina. Tina, thank you so much. Nisha, you're always here, like off and on. I do see you. And Donnie again. Okay, just want to make sure. Miss Pretty, North Florida 73. Journey to Be Whole. I like that name. Journey to Be Whole. Krishna, I can't really see that well because I don't know. My contacts are just like on my nerves. And Kimberly, hey Kimberly, who says she identified with everything. Thank you for identifying with my weirdness. You know, Bree, business consulting, yes and yes. Thank you, Bree. And Lakeisha, thank you too, because I do see you in here. And yeah, I think that's everybody. So, Miss Pretty, everybody, read the Four Noble Truths. I might read the Cliff Notes, girl. Okay, I gotta put that in my brain somewhere. The Four Noble Truths. I do want to do like a book club on here. I'm tired, y'all. I am tired. Can I show y'all a book that I got and then I'm leaving? I'm going to the gym for real. See how I'm not trying to go to the gym today? See how I can just sit here and pat my thighs and don't even want to go to the gym? But I did get a good, hold on. Let's see. I think something that I do want to do, honestly, don't forget, I have committed to dragging this Christmas tree to the trash today and working out today. Now, how I'm about to show y'all a Christian book, and I want to just get up and just, girl, stop. I can't stand this. Oh, girl, who put that ham hock back there? Who put that fried chicken right here? You got to go. Let me stop. I'm sure all my neighbors think I'm crazy because y'all are sitting in the window. So this book I got, Restoration Year. I do want to do a book club, and I really am gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna make it a I didn't even recognize that it came with this little old book thing in here, like a little marker. That's kind of crazy. Have you normally what happens is I'll get recommendations or I will get a book. Oh, let me go. I don't even know what that other book is. Hold on. Hold on. Because I want to tell y'all something. If y'all stay, this is just like the extra. This is, you know how people have bloopers? This is kind of like bloopers, but not. Let me see if I can find this other book really fast. Okay, so I do want, okay, if I do a book club, it won't be like these types of books. It'll be like self-help books or whatever. But something that I did want to incorporate into my life this year, which I have not, which I will do today. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do it. I have 2 daily books. They call them daily devotional, but Iyanla Vanzant is not Christian based. This one is called Until Today. And then this one, Restoration Year. I don't even know if I'm ever going to, I'm probably just going to have to come across that page by happenstance. But it was just so right on the money. Like, as soon as I opened it up, it was right on the money about, I know it's on my phone, like, because I took a picture of it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, look. Let me tell y'all how life is. So, not this past Sunday, but last Sunday I went to church. I'm mad at myself that I didn't go this Sunday. Let me go ahead and make the commitment that I'm going to church on Wednesday. Anyways, so I got this book called Restoration Year. I Just the idea of being restored has always been something for me. I was going through a relationship thing in my mind, and the first thing that I read in this, it says, the biggest fear of men is failure, and the biggest fear of women is abandonment. This is so important to know about your heart. Though we all put our best foot forward, we are wearing different shoes. Guys do it so they don't look like a fool, and women do it so they won't be rejected. Start with your core fears, and you will learn about the internal world of men and women. Some people fear that admitting these deep differences between men and women will hurl us back into the 1950s discrimination. I believe it opens the door for us to better love one another. The same folks who cringe at the mention of gender distinctions will tell you the next moment how arrogant it is for you to assume that your friend from Palestine looks at the world the same way you do. Poetry translated from one language to another always loses something essential. If you want to experience what the poet meant, learn the language he or she is writing in. This is humility, not discrimination. If we approach our differences from the viewpoint of wanting to understand each other, I think we can avoid stepping on landmines. We learn about the differences in order to be better lovers. And then it has like a little thing on here that says, Jesus, I want to be a better lover. Where am I misunderstanding the men and women in my life? I guess, girl, I'm done. 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 I'm done, girl. And when I say I want to be a better lover, I don't mean like a sexual lover. I want to be a better lover of people because I'm telling y'all, I started to get so bitter that like I started to say like I really just hate people. Like I don't want to be around people. People are just like a mess. People are so annoying. And I know people in my family that say that all the time. People are annoying. They're a mess. Girl, how can I be a better lover of people in my life, you know, wearing different shoes. So I am going to be using this as a workbook. And then I'm really going to use these. I'm going to take all the other crap off my nightstand and just focus on these two for a while. This Ayala one. See, I just opened the page to January 8th. This one, I think they both go daily. Yeah, they both go daily, so I have to catch up. This one is a old school Ayala one called Until Today. What I just love about this book is everything is until today. Until today, you thought whatever kind of way, but as of today, you can change. Just reading the comments, it's not easy when you're an honest person and others are too pretentious. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your honesty is not for other people, it's for you. You don't have to share your honesty with other people. When I say honesty, it means being real and transparent with yourself, your strengths, and some people call them weaknesses, but my new CEO, like vice president, manager, he calls them opportunities. If you don't project out, just keep it in here. Don't feel while you are working on yourself, when being honest is hard for you, it's not the time for you to go shouting to other people. Does that make sense? Like, let's just say you had a tragedy in your life that's hard for you to talk about. That's not the time for you to go telling people your story all mad and angry. Now, I know I do it on this channel, girl. I'm a bad example. It makes you look crazy. I know. If you don't mind looking crazy, that's fine, you know. I don't really care that much anymore. I gotta get to a place in my life, girl. I got to go. So, you know, but I would say it's better, it's healthier to get honest with yourself without thinking about how that is going to affect other people. Especially if you're doing it from a place of peace, right? Okay, so I really got to go work out, but I want to read, like, because this was the one I bought first, and I just love that everything starts today. Have you ever tried audiobooks? No, I like reading. I like reading to calm me down. Like, I listen to a lot of stuff. Like, you can even listen to certain books on YouTube and stuff like that. I just, I don't know. I like reading. It's like a meditation thing. Does that make sense? I will try audiobooks, so I'm not going to cancel it out. I'm going to try it. But I feel like there's something about reading on the page to me that is learning. Like, especially like with these types of books. Okay, so this one, I just opened up to January 8th just randomly. Life will work for me when I realize the right now problem could be a happened long time ago story. Shh, don't tell that story again. Do not talk about how you were done so wrong by so many bad people. Do not talk about him, her, or them unless it will make you feel better right now. I gotta read this, girl. I got to read this. I got to read it. Hush. Don't utter another syllable about the pain, the losses that have left you broken, unless you're ready to recover right now. Stop it. Stop dragging yourself back there. Reminding yourself of how bad it was for you then, unless it has some relevance to what you are doing right now. Each time you think about, talk about, or remember then, you put that energy squarely in the middle of your life right now. That's exactly what I've been thinking. That is it. Whenever you think about the hurt, the pain, the cynical, the bitterness, you bringing that right in your face. It's like, boom, like, instead of just leaving it 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 weeks ago, you bringing it right back. Of course, you must acknowledge how you feel about all the things you have experienced. You must not, however, tell the story in a manner that makes you feel bad right now. Tell what you learned. Tell how you have healed. If you look at your story, there is probably a great deal you can use right now to move forward. Now, y'all know forward is my word. That is not an everyday word. Forward is not an everyday word, but it is my word. So if I read something that says the word forward, I know that it is for me. Like I know, like this is for, I will read this because this is for me because you said forward. Let's reread that. Tell how you have healed. If you look at your story, there's probably a great deal you can use right now to move forward. When, however, you find yourself stuck on the details that break your heart, you are telling the story in the wrong way for the wrong reasons. Boom. That's what I want some of y'all to do. But let me not put that to the world. Let me give that to myself because maybe I tell the story for the wrong reasons. Ooh, that's deep. Yes, you must inspect the details of your life in order to accept your share of responsibility. In fact, each time you tell your story, you discover new levels of understanding and forgiveness. When you approach the sort of details of your life from this perspective, you will propel yourself into a higher state of being. When, however, you are telling the story and it makes you feel bad, do not tell that story. Tell a story, any story that will take into account the wonderful opportunity you have before you to write a new story. Until today, you may have been telling the story of how bad it used to be. Just for today, rethink your conclusions. Pray for understanding, then write a new story that begins with where you are now. That's where I am, girl. That's where I am. And then the last line that says, today I'm devoted to laying down the old story and writing a new script that begins with right now. Now what I'm going to do is, I am going to take a picture of this page and I am going to send it to my boyfriend. I took a picture of the page in that last book and sent it to him. And I was like, he ain't going to read it, blah, blah. He read it. And he, like, not only did he read it, he just brought it up. He's like, you know that prayer book that you sent me a page of? It was right. And I was like, prayer book? You get a prayer book? You know, different faith, girl, different faith. But he received it. He said we've both done some damage. So now, that was another little thing that came out. I love this. I love this. I love this. Can I say I love this again? I would use something like this as like a workbook, as like a journaling kind of prompt. Like when I read that, and like, and that's probably why I don't like audiobooks, because you're like distracted. It's like, oh, let's just listen. Like when I listen to things, like let's just get through it. But when I read that, I want to go journal and be like, you know, from today forward, I am not going to tell stories. From today forward, I'm going to be mindful of why I'm telling the story. Like, I think that's already been subconsciously in me. Like, even when I started this, it's like, how did I start it? I think I started, like, setting the intention, right? But being mindful, why am I telling the story and from what place? And I really should only be telling the stories from a place of learning and of opportunity of using those tools to go further in my life. So, y'all, these are my two that I am going to be using. And I'm pretty excited about it. Now, getting on a routine, that's only 2 pages a day. 2 pages a day, girl. 2 pages a day to get some life nuggets. I know that if I read those, I just know there's a lot of nuggets of wisdom in there. There are certain, like, life can transform you. Okay, I have just done too much on this. It's been 2 hours. I'm leaving. For real this time. I am leaving after this. Like, I have just... Whew, thank God for Martin Luther King giving me the day off. See? Some of y'all need to have a dream so we can get more days off. Oh, man. I think my coffee has really kicked in. I'm going to go get on the elliptical. I'm about to go take all this body. All this body. I'm taking it all to the gym, girl. All to the gym. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did take down some of the stuff off the Christmas tree. Let me go get my day started. Hey, Frenchie May. I am gonna go get my day started. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be honest and authentic and express myself and commenting back in this live way. I I appreciate it. This is turning more like a podcast style, and I just enjoy the talking, you know. I just enjoy that. So I'm gonna go now. You guys enjoy. Bye.